I wanted to share with you how I organize my student sheets for my Father's World curriculum. Next year we'll be using 1850 to modern times. It is the last year of the family cycle, and so that's what we're going to be using. And I thought I would share with you how I organized the student sheets for that, what I did, and hopefully it will be helpful for you. So in 1850 to modern times, the main history spine is Story of the World, Volume 4. They recommend that children under fourth grade do not read or listen to the Story of the World. So I have 3 different notebooks here. The first one has all of the Story of the World activity pages in it. Those are for, I have 2 like that are for my 4th grader and my 8th grader. I have another notebook that has no Story of the World activity pages, and it is for my 2nd grader. And then I also have my kindergartner's student sheets in her notebook, so I'll show you how I organize those also. I did decide to purchase the Volume 4 for Story of the World coloring pages, and I did that on PDF, so I was able to just print off however many I needed. So everyone has a set of coloring pages in their notebooks. So I will start with, this is my 4th grader's notebook, and I purchased these big binders on Amazon. They came in a set of 4, and I believe they're 2-inch binders, so they're nice and big. I'm glad I bought the big ones because I had a lot of pages to put in here. So the first thing I did was everything that the kids will be pulling apart, taking apart, using, I put here in the front so that they can find them easily and they're not having to dig through the file to find them. I bought tabs numbered 1 through 31, which are supposed to be for the days of the month, but I'm using mine for our weeks of our year. Once I got to 31 and I needed more tabbies, I just bought some that you can write on what week you wanted it. So I've got 32, 33, and 34 here. And then I've got another tabby for Story of the World in the back. I did try to organize the Story of the World pages by week, but it got too confusing for me. So I decided it would be best if I just took the whole bunch of pages and stuck them in the back of their binder, and then when we need them, they can go find the correct one that they need and pull it out of the binder and then put it into the right week that we're on. So I started with the teacher's guide. I flipped to the week that I was working on. I'm going to go to week 8 because on the My Father's World website, that is the week that you can look at a sample of if you're interested in doing that. So I flipped to the week that I was on, and I just started on the history part here. I started at the beginning, and then on this part here, it tells you what notebooking pages you need to use out of the student sheets. So if we flip to week 8, the first one I found was a coloring page for the Story of the World that corresponds with the chapter that we'll be reading that day for Monday. Tuesday, I flipped to the next one. What's nice about the My Father's World student sheets is that in the upper right-hand corner, they have listed if or what day and what week you use that student sheet. So that made it easy for me to put them into the correct spot, the correct week in their binder. So I just went through, this one's for Tuesday, and then we have another one for Thursday. We have a president sheet because it's listed in there, and then that's it for that week. So it makes it really nice whenever it comes time to do them. When we're in week 1, we just flip right to week 1 and we start at the beginning and do whatever pages we have to do for that day. In the back, where I have the Story of the World activity pages, it was a big bundle of pages. There's a lot of pages for this year. So what I did, I just made my tab. I wrote Story of the World on here, and then you just flip, and it starts with the very first activity page, chapter 1, and it goes all the way through chapter 40, whatever it is that's in the story of the world. So they'll be able to easily find the chapter they're working on, and complete their pages, and then unclip it, take it out, and move it in and put it in the right week. So that is for my 4th grader, what I did for him. For my 2nd grader, he does not have the Story of the World pages in his notebook, but what I did was, he's got all of his student sheets for the year from my Father's World, and they're in here weekly, the same as the 4th graders, and I got up to 32, 33, 34. And then in the back of his, I did something a little different. As a 2nd grader, he'll be using the 2nd and 3rd grade supplement that's available from my Father's World for this year. So what I did with that, there's 2 workbooks that come with that supplement. I took the workbooks completely apart, I hole punched them, and then I put them in behind their own tab in his binder. That condensed my amount of space that I was taking up on my shelves, which is helpful, and it makes it easier for him to find it. So when it comes time and he needs to find U.S. Fun and Facts page 12, he'll flip to his U.S. Fun and Facts tab, and then he'll go in here until he gets to page 12 and open it up, complete page 12. If he's able, we'll move it to the week. If not, we'll just leave it in here with the rest of the pages from that workbook. So I did that with the U.S. Fun and Facts. I also did it with the See the USA workbook, which was a lot smaller than the other one. It was nice, those workbooks came, they were already perforated, so they were very simple to pull out of the book. And I had my oldest daughter help me, and we just put 3 hole punches in them and stuck them in here behind the tab made for them. So this is another way to organize your student sheets. If you have room to keep this file box, it works really, really well, and I really enjoyed having it whenever I was able to do that. But right now I don't have enough room in a convenient place to have this. And with some kids working independently, it was easier for me. Like my oldest daughter, who's in 8th grade, she just keeps her student notebook in her room because that's where she does most of her school. So she keeps it in there. She can work on it all by herself at her own pace as she needs to. But if you have a place to keep this and you have younger kids who need your help with the student pages, this is a really nice way to just have exactly what you need for each week and be able to pull it out. So I believe that is it for now. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I organize my student sheets for our homeschool. I am getting excited. We're planning on starting in a couple weeks, so I've only got a little bit of time left to get things organized. But so far I am excited and ready to go, anxious for a routine and getting back into some school. So I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Talk to you next time. Bye.